all into perspective. So I encourage you to go watch that video. I saw this story yesterday and I thought, wow, well, this makes sense. Eli Lilly, their drug company, announced yesterday that it has a treatment that can easy for me to say, that can help save lives that is not a COVID vaccine. Eli Lilly says the drug bamlanivimab was authorized by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration last year. It has been used on 125,000 high-risk patients nationwide. Based on early-stage data, it suggests it could be effective in helping cut hospitalization by 70% of high-risk COVID-19 patients. In a large late-stage study, the company unveiled Tuesday, bamlanivimab, I can't say that word, BAMLANIVIMAB, combined with another monoclonal antibody, estivimab, was found to be extremely effective in high-risk patients diagnosed with COVID-19. Among patients who received a placebo, 10% of those at high risk ended up in the hospital, compared to just 2% of those who received the drug cocktail. That's a 70% drop in hospitalizations. Patients were diagnosed an average of 4 days before treatment. None of the 518 patients who got the cocktail died, compared to 8 deaths among the equal-sized group of people who received the placebo. The single drug and the cocktail performed equally well, the chief scientific officer, Dr. Daniel Skavronsky, said, but the company is going to switch to making the combination once it receives FDA authorization. It's more likely to remain effective, he said at an afternoon news conference, as the virus that causes COVID-19 evolves, leading to new variants. So here's a cocktail that once you have COVID, there is now a drug that is shown in studies that it cuts in by 70% hospitalizations of people who have the COVID vaccine. And none of the 518 people who took the drug died of COVID-19, while 8 of the people who took the placebo, out of the 518 people who took the placebo, did die from COVID-19 complications. So there's another, study that says on the horizon we may see some light at the end of the tunnel, and we may be getting on top of this COVID-19 pandemic almost 1 year into it. Although, if you believe that it was in China in December last year, we're over a year into it. But for the U.S., right at a year into where we all started having major concerns about COVID-19. Coming up, still, got to talk about Nestle and Jenny Springs. Talk about that coming up maybe next, but sometime before the end of the show. Right here, you're listening to Ocala Talks on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first Wednesday of each month at